Good morning. It is Wednesday, August 26th. Let's ease into the day together.
Wednesday already? I needed that coffee smell to convince my brain that the week is still moving.
Then let's give it something interesting. We have 3 stories today. A new university degree for content creators, an early game presentation, and record interest in solo travel.
That is a very mixed menu, but each story sounds like someone choosing a different rhythm.
That is a lovely way to hear it. We will look at study, watching, and travel without rushing any of them.
Good, because I can make even choosing a lunch place feel like a tiny scheduling summit.
At Cafe Talk, we turn current news into a natural English conversation, so you can hear useful language while 2 friends think aloud.
No giant wall of facts before the second sip. I appreciate the promise.
If these short daily chats help you build an English listening habit and stay curious about the news, please subscribe and join us again tomorrow.
A small daily seat at the cafe sounds much less scary than a giant study plan.
Today's keyword is set your own pace. It means choosing a speed or rhythm that works for you instead of copying someone else's.
I love that for today. It makes me picture 3 people looking at the same clock and deciding not to race each other.
Exactly. And your clock picture connects our stories. One school shapes a course, one company schedules a first look, and travelers value freedom in their plans.
So we are not deciding which pace is best. We are noticing how different choices change the experience.
Right. Let's start with a university that is offering a new kind of degree for people who make content.
I am ready. A degree and a ring light in the same conversation already sound like they might disagree.
They might, and that question is part of the story. Here is what Arizona State University is offering.
Okay, take me into the classroom before I start imagining everyone practicing introductions in the hallway.
Arizona State University, or ASU, now offers a new BA in content creation through its Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
So ASU is putting content creation inside a university degree, not just telling students to chase a viral moment?
Yes. It is a university degree for content creation, not just a promise that someone will go viral.
That sounds more like learning how to keep a kitchen organized than hoping one beautiful cookie fixes every meal.
I like that comparison. Those reported electives make the new degree feel more concrete.
What can students actually choose to practice? Please tell me it is more than staring bravely into a camera.
AP reported specialized electives in podcasting, studio production, and on-camera presence.
On-camera presence is real work. My face forgets every instruction the moment a phone points at it.
That is exactly why a class could feel different from practicing alone, in a bedroom, or at a cafe table.
Still, I can hear someone asking whether a degree is necessary when so many creators learn by making things.
That question is in the reporting, too. Critics have questioned both treating content creation as a legitimate profession and the value of a college degree for starting a social media career.
It is a fair worry. A diploma cannot promise that strangers will care about your video on a Tuesday afternoon.
No, and the story does not treat a degree as a promise of viral success. What we can say is that ASU is offering a new degree with those reported electives.
That feels more honest. Practice can be useful even when the internet refuses to hand out gold stars.
Exactly. The story is not that one route replaces every other route. It is that a university is making this route available.
And it names podcasting, studio production, and on-camera presence without pretending every attempt must become famous.
Your point brings us back to today's keyword. A person could set their own pace while using a structured course as one possible support.
I would probably begin with podcasting. At least my nervous face could stay off duty for a while.
Then on-camera presence might wait until you felt ready, which is a very Lisa way to build confidence.
Thank you. I would make a detailed plan, lose the plan, and then call that a creative process.
That may be why the debate matters. The facts show a new degree and its electives. The bigger question about its value remains open.
Open questions are better than pretending one path fits every person with a microphone.
That is a thoughtful place to leave it. Next, another company is setting a very specific pace for when people can watch something.
Please say nobody expects me to wake up at dawn for a trailer?
Rockstar Games announced that Grand Theft Auto VI, an extended look, will premiere on Netflix on August 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Rockstar is the company announcing it, so why does this first viewing happen on Netflix instead of its usual official channel?
Rockstar Games is placing the presentation on Netflix first, then on its official YouTube channel and the Grand Theft Auto VI site at 9 p.m. Eastern Time that same day.
So subscribers get an earlier window, while everyone else gets the later evening window. My calendar just sat up straighter.
That 6-hour gap is the unusual part of the schedule, and Netflix describes the presentation as part of its partnership with Rockstar Games.
6 hours is long enough for people to avoid group chats like they are carrying a secret birthday cake.
It could make the first viewing feel separate, without changing the fact that the official YouTube channel and game site will have it later that day.
I would need a very careful friend who knows the difference between excitement and a spoiler-shaped text message.
That is a sensible boundary. The announcement calls it an extended look, but it does not give us reason to guess about what the presentation will show.
Fair. A title can make my imagination run ahead like it missed the bus, but the schedule is the news we actually have.
Exactly. We know the Netflix time, the later official YouTube and site time, and Netflix's description of an early look for subscribers.
That makes the timing feel almost like two doors opening on the same building, just not at the same hour.
Nicely put. Rockstar is choosing the release rhythm here, and viewers can choose whether the earlier Netflix window matters to them.
That is, set your own pace with an alarm clock attached. Some people will wait happily, some will count minutes.
Both reactions make sense. The facts do not tell us why the partners chose this order, so we do not need to invent a reason.
Thank you. My imagination had already written 3 business plans and a conspiracy board.
We can leave the board in the closet. The clear part is a Netflix premiere at 3, then official YouTube and the game site at 9.
I would probably wait for the later time, make a snack, and ask everyone to put their phones face down.
That is a calm viewing plan. It also shows how a schedule can shape the feeling around a presentation before anyone has watched it.
Yes, the clock becomes part of the event, even though the news is simply when and where it appears.
Well said. Our final story has a different kind of timing. People searching for solo travel and valuing room to decide their own day.
That sounds like a story for anyone who has ever wanted to close the group chat and open a map.
Google stated that U.S. search interest in solo travel reached an all-time high in 2026, while search interest in women's solo travel reached a 15-year high.
That tells us people are looking. Not that every searcher has already packed a suitcase and left tomorrow morning.
Exactly. Search interest is the verified measure here, and it should not be turned into account of travelers or advice about traveling alone.
I am glad you said that. A search bar can be a dream, a question, or a person avoiding work for 5 minutes.
It can. Axios also reported that Metro Richmond searches for solo travel peaked between May and June 2026.
So the interest had a particular local peak too. Even a city can seem to be quietly thinking, maybe I need my own schedule.
That is a playful picture, and the reporting gives us one more view of what people say they enjoy about traveling alone.
Please tell me it is not just choosing every restaurant without a committee meeting.
Axios reported that a Hostelworld survey of more than 300 solo travelers found that 64% named freedom and spontaneity among the best parts of traveling alone.
There it is. Freedom and spontaneity sound like being allowed to change your mind before breakfast without holding a vote.
Your breakfast example gets at the feeling. while the survey result is only about what those respondents named among the best parts.
Right, it is not a promise that solo travel feels that way for everyone. It is a reported preference from that survey.
Exactly. The record search interest and the survey response can sit together without becoming a claim that more people are traveling or that one style is better.
That distinction matters. A full plane and a busy search bar are not the same picture, even if both make travel feel close.
Yes. This story is about curiosity and the appeal of choosing a rhythm, not a rule telling anyone how to travel.
I like that. Some days, a person may want a shared itinerary, and some days they may want one empty afternoon.
And both can fit today's keyword. To set your own pace can mean leaving room for the kind of choice that feels right to you.
My imaginary itinerary would have one note: decide later, written in very confident handwriting.
That sounds surprisingly organized for something spontaneous. The reported survey phrase gives your note a clear connection to freedom and spontaneity.
See? My calendar is finally getting credit for being flexible.
We can give it a tiny gold sticker. More seriously, the facts stop at search interest, a Richmond peak, and what surveyed solo travelers named.
And that is enough to make me understand why people might be curious about a trip with more room to breathe.
A gentle thought to bring into our ending. Choice can be interesting even before anyone decides what to do.
I am bringing my imaginary gold sticker too. It has earned the trip.
Today, 3 stories show different ways people and organizations can set a pace: a course of study, a viewing schedule, and an interest in solo travel.
None of them says there is one correct speed, which is a relief for anyone who reads a calendar like a threat.
ASU's new degree offers structured areas of practice, while the reported debate asks what value a degree has for a social media career.
Rockstar Schedule gives Netflix subscribers an earlier look, and then gives the official channel and site their later moment.
And Google's search interest record sits beside a survey in which many respondents named freedom and spontaneity as favorite parts of traveling alone.
3 stories, 3 clocks, and none of them needs us to decide for everybody else.
Take today's phrase with you. Set your own pace means choosing a rhythm that works for you when you have room to choose.
I am keeping that one near my coffee. It is kinder than treating every plan like a race.
Which story made you think most about choosing your own pace and why?
Tell us in any language. We love hearing the reasons behind your choices from around the world.
Thank you for spending part of your Wednesday with us. Subscribe and come back tomorrow for another English News Cafe.
See you tomorrow. Until then, leave a little room in your day to choose your own rhythm.